what the hell that was. Like, it's just like stopped working randomly. It's a good thing this happened at the end. Okay, looks like we're back. Okay, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
There was an error I've only seen once before where it says it could not connect to the stream key, but that makes no sense because I haven't changed it in like a year. But looks like we're back. Is Duel here? Is he here? Oh, can you not hear me again? Ugh. Okay, so how much of that did you miss? Oh, you can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay. That's strange.
Can you hear Fuzz Duel? Okay, I didn't think so.
I can't hear him either. What the hell is going on?
Okay.
Can chat hear? Like,
yeah.
What can chat hear? They can hear everyone except Duel. So Discord is just...
Yeah. Alright, well, we're having super technical difficulties right now. Oh, because Fuzz isn't in the Skype call anymore. That's why. Duh.
Wait, did my Skype crash?
Alright.
Can you hear me?
Okay, there you go.
There you go, that's why.
But why did Skype crash too?
Apparently everything just blew up.
Alright, we're back. Oh yeah, Jorale's silencer screwed us.
Yeah.
Anyway, where were we at? Oh yeah, Word of Vigor is terrible and could use a buff. I know you said that. Well, the thing is, it's supposed to be a word card. It's supposed to be overpowered, right?
Oh, good. Supposed to be good.
Well, Word of Pain is technically overpowered if you think about it. It's absolutely ridiculous, right? It's
Could Word of Vigor be speed too? I'm really excited about speed today. I don't know why.
Wait, speed and the might emblem? Whoa.
No, speed and +1/+1.
No, it's got to be permanent benefit because like just compare it to Word of Pain.
Well, Word of Grace isn't permanent. It's just life gain.
Well, Word of Grace is a joke, okay?
Yeah.
What do you mean a joke? It's a good card.
Well, I mean, it's only good because of healing, right? Like, if there was no life win condition, how good would that card be?
Oh, it wouldn't be good at all.
Exactly.
Well, there is a life win condition, so it's good.
No, I can't agree with speed on that. That's like... No.
You can get your brothers in your arms through. 3/3 with 3 speed. That'd be great for them.
Just go put Word of Vigor so that it's the same as Word of Pain, but might emblems. It's gonna be a good card. Yeah,
that's what Duval said.
Yeah, and then remove... No, you can't remove card draw from Word of Pain. You can, because it's a word card. It's supposed to draw a card.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Would you make it instant still?
Yeah, you can remove instant from Word of Vigor. That's fine.
Okay.
That's
so it'd be literally the foil of Word of Vigor.
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense. So that's completely fine. Because yeah, the fact that it was instant on top of all that, yeah, okay, maybe that's too much. So yeah, just make it the same as Word of Pain, but might emblems instead.
What about Word of Knowledge? Because that one sucks.
Yeah, Word of Knowledge. Because the problem is, what is Word of Knowledge gonna do? Because blue already draws cards just fine.
Yeah.
Right. So
and it discards with airship, so it's not even necessary.
Yeah, it needs to do something different, but what? It could be like, you know, for every level, how can it scale with level?
Yeah, it's only, you can use it in Reanimator decks if you want to go full on Reanimator, which
Yeah,
that's,
okay.
I'm fine with it existing the way it is because it actually
Okay.
does use. But
Yeah. What about Word of Power though? Does that really have any use?
Yeah, oh yeah, Word of Power is symmetrical, so it should give
Especially with Scarab now.
Yeah, it should give the other player less mana than you, for sure. Like, how about they just gives them 1 mana, but gives you half of... What is it? Oh yeah, no, it gives you however many Dominion levels you have. So it's actual ramp.
Yeah.
But is that too much ramp? Because, I mean, if you could play it and gain 3 mana or something and draw a card... And you already have... Maybe it shouldn't ramp because you already have Power Surge. You already have Scarab.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like too much.
I don't know what you...
It's a Word of Power, right? It should be, like, something powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with the cycle not having everything being all-stars, but...
But that's the point of those cards, right? Now, admittedly, Dominion, you don't need a card to promote Mono Dominion, right?
Right.
So Word of Power sucking is not a problem.
Okay.
Maybe not now with Scarab, you don't, but before you did. Dominion... Yeah, Mono Dominion was not great before Scarab, and I'm not sure how good it is with Scarab. So...
Yeah.
Like, before Scarab...
Are there any other cards that are just bad? I feel like there's not a lot of cards that are just bad.
There are a lot less than there used to be. That's for sure.
I think a lot of the vanilla cards are fine to leave, like, not great, and... I don't know, I'm not, like... There's no, like, huge, like, terrible cards other than, like, bidding.
If you wanted to go on, like, the Otriska train, you could put, say, Murderous Chieftain.
Yeah, yeah.
It makes, like, only 1 creature or something, like...
Oh, yeah, because you have to sack 2. That's kind of ridiculous. And he's not even good stats.
But you could just make it 1 creature. That seems reasonable to me. Because sacrificing your creature is pretty... I mean, then again, that might be... it is a rare, so, like... That seems fine for limited for a rare.
It's also a level 3 card. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Birchwood would be a good one to look at, too.
Right, he's a 3/1, right?
Yeah,
that's a very weird stat line.
For a Shaman card. Well, maybe not for Shaman's card, because you kind of can play the Death Curse role and just running into people, but his energy thing doesn't really play with the fact that he's so rare.
No, he's a 2/2. He's a 2/2.
Well, he's still kind of,
Didn't he used to be 3/1? Why am I remembering 3/1?
I don't know.
Yeah, he might have used that.
I haven't seen, because I don't think I've ever seen it played, so I've forgotten that his stats changed.
Yeah, it's still really bad. That's true. And like, I don't want to make any of the red shamans better, but
oh, they're plenty good.
Make the green ones better if you wanted an actual like.
That'd be cool.
An alternative to shamans.
Yeah. I mean, you can't make it too good because people like shamans is a very uninteractive deck, but
yeah,
it's kind of hard to top Death Curse Shaman in terms of utility.
Yeah.
Death Curse, yeah. I mean, I like the card though because it's a defensive 2-drop.
Yeah, I mean, Death Curse is like
definitely one of the best cards in that slot.
Like Jodo used to say that Mesmerizing Spirit was like the best balanced card in the game, but I feel like that kind of goes to Death Curse now, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know why he said that. I despise Mesmerizing Spirit.
Well, he said balanced in terms of like
stats and everything.
Not ridiculous, and it has its use. It has a few different uses, like being a consume holder and whatnot. But like, it's not ridiculous. There are a lot of ways you can beat it.
Yeah.
And that's the card that gets the title? I feel like there's a lot of like balanced cards that are like fine. Like Vanguard is a fine card.
That was a while ago, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was like.
But
12 years
I'm
ago.
just biased
Yeah.
because I find discard to be really unfun. Gurkha Tribe Warrior.
Oh yeah, he's the worst. But then again, it's like, are we waiting for more green goblins?
Yeah,
So when we
right.
get
The
them,
only
they'll
reason
be
he's
better.
right. The only reason he's bad is because there aren't green goblins. Like, imagine if he was a rage card.
Oh god, no.
Brody. Goblin Looter.
Yeah, because the Goblin Looter is double rage for some reason. It could just be one level, honestly. Like, it's not even that good.
Rage colorless.
No, just one rage. I mean, it's a 1/1.
Just rage for a 2 for a. Well, I guess that doesn't really matter.
It's not like that great. It's yeah, even if it draws you a card, then just redrew itself. It's still 1/1.
Yeah, man, I say at the very least it could be one red, one colorless, like easily. If you didn't want to change it that much.
Faye.
I mean, I would start with making
Fairy
it one
Charm.
red, one colorless, but
Yeah,
probably
fairies
should do-
just need something. I don't know what it is, but they need something.
May. I mean, there are a lot of cards that have issues with May and not May, like Book, freaking Book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fae of Charm is an interesting card. You'd think it'd see more play. Like, it seems like a perfect finisher for a mid-range deck. I mean, you could just burst out so much damage with it.
But the Stupefy is definitely kind of annoying.
Well, it's there to avoid any, like, BS interactions.
Yeah, I know.
It's also flavor.
Yeah, right. I mean, he's just way...
Monzrag's just more annoyed. Monzrag's just more annoyed it's not a May, so you can't actually clear your opponent's board which is...
Oh, yeah, I understand. It should be, yeah.
Why does Earthquake have to start at your side too? Well,
the point is that you're playing a flying deck. That's where it slots it in.
Yeah, but it's not even good there, honestly. It's just not a good card. It is, we're like 2+ your nature level?
yeah. So it actually used to be more playable when Trigon was a thing, because then you could play another aspect with it. Remember, there was decent, like, you could use it as kind of an Arrow Barrage-esque sort of thing.
Yeah, Torek loves playing... What's the green card that does damage?
Earthquake?
Something is... made him... Oh, Elgaron.
Elgaron, that's right. Yeah, I was like...
Yeah, you played some cool Flyers deck with Elgaron and Earthquake and stuff, and it's pretty insane. But it's a very niche deck.
Elgaron's an awesome card, though. I love the flavor on him.
Would only deal, because then you're still, like, running into the issue is like, oh, what if they don't have any flyers? Or what if they do have flyers, then you just have a wasted card.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, sadly.
Not forced to play one tribe deck Monzrag. You know how many decks there are? It's just there are cards that are going to go into certain archetypes and only that archetype.
Yeah.
That's like saying, why should I be forced to play Totem Legends in a Shaman's deck?
Well, you don't have to, but...
Well, it is basically what drives the entire deck. Without it, you just wouldn't work.
Yeah, some of these decks kind of build themselves, it's true. But that's a card game.
That's probably not a thing, Monzrag, because I don't think that would even make it see play.
What is it? Baseborn Recruit should not be restricted to combat damage?
He wants it to include Assassin's Guild. But does that even matter?
I mean, Shadow Step Assassin just kills the thing straight up. So, why would you even... Yeah, I don't see why that's even relevant.
I guess you can give him...
Well, that would actually make it interact with Soul Projection, too. Right?
I think Soul Projection deals the damage.
No, yeah, Soul Projection is what deals the damage. The creature doesn't.
Okay.
But, yeah, I guess you could shrink something, but you don't want to pay 2 mana just to shrink something that you're not going to kill. I mean, I guess you could kill it in combat afterwards, but like.
I mean, you could make that change, and yeah, it wouldn't do much. But I guess you could make that change. Just take out the combat.
Yeah, that would
fine.
Would be fine. Just in case we ever get like an implant that allows the creature to deal damage.
Yeah. Well, no, but that's not. It's out of. Well, no. Yeah, you're right. What? No.
Oh, one card I was thinking we could do was that the shock implant card, electrostatic.
Oh, I was just looking at that.
Wasn't that already like changed with the custom card contest?
Yeah.
It's still terrible? Oh wow, we failed.
Yeah. Well, I mean it's.
Yeah, I actually forgotten what it does.
It does like 2 things, but not really. I think it should shock the creature it's in combat with. That's it. Like, why is that bad? It's static armor.
The reason that it doesn't see play is because it just, like, it doesn't deal extra damage.
Yeah, you just compare it to Overcharger. Like, how much worse is this than Overcharger?
Aura and equipment effects are bad because then you're risking yourself 2 for 1. So that's just basic card game.
Yeah, the equip effect has to be an immediate effect, like a +2/+2 buff, so you can kill something for free.
Yeah, which it kind of can with the second part, but like it's a really small hit, and like you don't get it.
You're playing what, 1 wisdom level in that deck, if any?
And like you put that against a control deck, and they only care if it's a rage deck.
Yeah.
Even then, they can just blow it up with their artifact removal if they really need to.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like that's kind of the nature of some of these cards, like Astral Dive, and like they're just doing things that you only can really do in limited because it's slower or whatever.
I'm actually pleasantly surprised that Irani will turn out to be better than I thought.
Yeah, that was fun.
And this thing, why isn't this thing seeing play with freaking Devourer? Get a freebie 6/6.
Wait, which?
I'm mimicking alright.
It's hard to keep it alive.
Yeah.
Two eyes to literally.
Yeah, the change to 3 mana kind of stings.
Yeah, I was running it in Grand Reunion when it was 2 mana. It was so nice. So nice.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because don't you get it if the creature, if it gets killed in combat too, or something? Is that how that works?
It has to be either killed by a creature or sacrificed due to a creature's effect.
Right, which is embody.
Embody, yeah. Monzorg says, make basic Despina's cooldown just not exist.
Move the cooldown?
If you wanted to keep the effect, then yeah, that is a good way to do it. That is definitely something that's kind of stupid that it has a cooldown to begin with, but a non-1 cooldown.
It still doesn't do anything?
No, it still wouldn't do anything, even if it was, but like
because what are you really ramping towards when you can just play Scarabs and ramp permanently?
Yeah.
And the idea is that you could like do a really big turn, which could matter if you needed to make something unanswerable.
How about this? How about remove the initial cost of 1?
That could work too.
Because you have to pay 1 to actually save the mana. You can't just save the mana.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool for if you don't like Silencer, just give yourself more mana.
Push it through. Push it through. Yeah. Yeah, remove the cooldown and the mana.
I think that might be too much if you remove both. Because that lets you do some... That seems like it gives you a lot of freedom. But maybe not. Maybe not.
You're taking a turn off, but...
That actually, I think it's worth a try. If it turns out to be like OP, which I don't think it even would be, you could just bring back like a 2-turn cooldown and then still have no mana cost. But I'd be willing to try the no mana, no cooldown.
Okay.
I think that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, anything. I would try anything because she just never sees play, and it's just bad for basic hero to. You get it as a new player, and you're like, The hell is this?
I know, it's garbage. You just replace her with another hero. Like, seriously.
Just unbind it immediately.
They should have renamed her Dumpster Fire Insatiable, so... They misspelled Dumpster Fire.
There's just like, there has to be a limit where you just stop saying no to creatures that are pack builders, like Power Seeker. Like, how good do you want to make Power Seeker?
Oh
like,
yeah, Power Suka.
Make it a 0-3 or a 0-2 or something. Like,
with Power Seeker, I think you can make him like a 0-3, but he only gains attack when he buffs, not health.
Oh, okay.
So he can't like become a 9-10 or something. You can still just trade him off. Or maybe 2 health. I don't know. One of those two. I don't know if it's 2 or 3. Because at 1 health, he just dies to like any 1 damage bullshit. And that's... that just makes him rather unappealing. How do we feel about the Yidix nerf? I think it's pretty fine.
Yeah, there was just too much Yidix, man. It was out of control.
It's better than it was. I mean, it's better than it was previously.
Do you think he could have kept the 25 left? Because just taking 2 damage for each spell you play is like, well, I don't really want to play spells.
Yeah, that both kind of feels... Doing both of those feels a little rough. I thought they would just decrease it to 22, honestly, and it would be fine, but... Or decrease the starting life, but... Yeah, even, like, leaving it at 25
and you take 2 damage?
Or 25 and, yeah, losing 2. I mean, the tricky thing is that at least one of the tricky things is that Purple Priest didn't need, like, you definitely, like, could use certain spells to win, but, like, in certain games, all you just need is Temple to win. And that's, I guess, still the case, but...
Yeah.
You know.
But I don't mind it too much. I mean, I think he's still... Because he's not supposed to be that good because he's colorless, right? So he'll always have a lot of options. Just pick 3 really good hero powers.
Yeah. I mean, Shaman... Well, there are only a few aspects that have good hero powers, but but he'll get better over time, certainly.
Well, there's already good ones. Like, all the Dominion ones are good. All the Corruption ones are good in some way. Order... Unless you
Soldiers one is great.
Yeah, if you run soldiers, you can. Decent. If you run soldiers, all of the hero powers are good, except Triangelica, of course.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're playing that like OTK or One Turn Angel, whatever OTA deck. But Black's hero powers are all insanely good.
Which ones?
I'm just glad that they didn't take away the drawing card because that actually makes Book still playable.
Well, I think that would be just killed the whole purpose of the hero. Right. The point is you have no hero power, but you basically just get a new one for free.
Right.
And you can just stack up other hero powers. But the cost is you maybe don't want to play spells. Yeah. I think Senelian suggested make him 25 life, but just can't play non-ancient spells, period.
What ancient spells do we even have?
Well, Marked by the Gods is one. Mastery of whatever it's called. Mastery of the Ancients. I think that's it, actually.
Oh, Mastery of the Ancients wouldn't make any more sense unless it let you play unless it let you play. At least the first part would make little sense with Yitix unless it let you play more colored spells again, which then that'd be awful. Because you don't want cards in your deck that you can only play if you have another card out. That makes sense.
So mostly just Marked by the Gods.
Yeah, Marked by the Gods and Master the only ancient spells, right?
Like, if you were to do that, you would need a lot more ancient spells to actually, like, form... You could actually use to actually play spells, like, form your game plan. That could help shape your game plan, but...
You can't print too many ancient spells, though, unless they're, like, way worse than what we have. Because they're just too universally good.
I mean, not necessarily, though. Which is why I would kind of make them more niche, like what we were talking about before about the the 1 mana deal 2 damage to a creature, not instant. Like,
yeah, that would be fine. That would be totally fine. I think I suggested a card like that like a long ass time ago. When they first announced they're gonna be colorless cards.
I think in your card creation contest, you had one for colorless, and someone made that, or something. It was one of those two things. Like, yeah, I definitely remember seeing that, and I was thinking, yeah, that'd be a great card. Like, I had kind of been thinking the same thing. It's like Mana Burst or something.
But would you want to make that ancient as well?
I thought all colorless spells were ancient.
All right, that's fine. And just checking. No, I'm fine with it being ancient. Then it's like, okay, you can put it in. It's not, if you don't need to use it, just redraw. Then the shrine count's really gonna start dropping. But maybe that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, like, the only 2 ancient cards that I ever really wanted were that one and one that was more like you could kill any card with it, but it cost like 4 mana or something. Like,
that'd be cool.
Something like a universal answer to a single card, but it costs more than most of the cards that you're playing against. So you're getting at a mana disadvantage, but at least like your Dominion, I don't know, your Dominion Rage deck can actually answer like the one spell that they need to, that your opponent has.
Oh, so
like,
just kill any one card?
What?
So it's just kill any card? Any one card?
Right.
For 4 mana? That's not even bad, honestly. That's also ancient?
It's expensive, though.
Yeah, but if it can kill spells and artifacts, too, like, you just put it in every, like, 1 or 2 copies in every deck, right? That's a 6-star card you just made up. I like the idea, don't get me wrong. I love the idea of just having these answers that anybody can run, but they're just less efficient than comparable cards. But 4 mana kill anything? Okay, it's slightly worse than Ray, but Ray can't kill artifacts or small creatures.
Yeah. I mean, Ray doesn't really even see a ton of play now.
Right.
Like, Ray is a great card. It's just a card. It's mainly used to kill. It's mainly there to kill Holy Radiance. Make sure your stuff doesn't die.
Oh hell yeah! I just got a foil Arctic Shelter, baby.
Oh
damn! So you're thinking a 2-aspect, 2 colorless aspect, 4 mana kill anything ancient.
If you really were concerned about it, you could make it 3 levels, so then only like mid-rangey control decks could play it.
No, I don't think I'd want it to be 3 levels. Because, I mean, you could have a 2-aspect mid-range deck, too. In a sense. Like, soldiers are, like, borderline mid-range. Or they could become more mid-range if they run less small guys.
Blue soldiers are, like, borderline mid-range. The other ones are all kill you. They don't have any sustain. Blue actually does have a little bit.
But, yeah, if it was 3 levels, I think I'd be okay with that, too.
I don't know.
But it does mean a deck like Nature would, like, they have to go actually 3 levels. Like, if Elves want to have something like that, like, oh, well, they gotta go 3 levels. That stings. But then again, if it's a universal removal for anything, then it stands to reason that it's not easy to use it.
Yeah.
I mean, the main thing about that is that, like, okay, aggro decks don't... Usually aggro decks need to gain something while they're killing something, or they have to kill something at a really efficient
Oh yeah, I mean, Rage Rush is not gonna run this card, obviously.
But even, like, Elves, I don't think would be super excited to play this clunky card that only kills one thing.
It depends on if it costs 3 levels, yeah. But if it costs 2, maybe you could run a couple copies. Because again, keep in mind, there's no cost to actually including it in your deck because you can just redraw it.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, in lieu of your shrine draw, but that's kind of like saying a shrine, including a shrine doesn't cost anything.
Well, a shrine does nothing though, like other than be a shrine. But this thing is a shrine or removal.
Well, oh, that's true. I guess that's...
I mean, Marked by the Gods is in almost every deck, right? Well, not every deck. Not every deck. Not Rage Rush, obviously.
literally 0 of my decks are running Mark 5 shots.
Literally not.
0.
But it seems
I don't see it that often.
But it seems like you could put it into many. Like you could actually have a aggressive red deck if you run the Flame Rune guy, because you have many ways to put an emblem now, and it's just 2 mana kill something. But that seems like a slightly more mid-rangey version of Rage Rush, not the 8/1 drops.
Some cool energy or some cool Might Emblem decks.
You spend 2 mana. You spend 5 mana to kill any creature and 2 cards. I mean, a 3/2 body is okay, but it's really only good on, like, turn 3 or 4.
You can also get a 3/4 body. I mean, yeah, but it's also about just having a bit more flexibility. The 3/2 can kill a 1 health minion, right? It's not like that's all it can do. It also those 2 guys also work well together, because if you can then play Boar Rider and put an emblem on something else that has 1 health, well, then Flame Rune just kills it. So, I mean, it's just an idea. I'm not saying this is like going to be like a new OP or anything, but that's an alternative way to play Rage. And we saw someone do that, right? That played.
It does work. It does work.
That played aggressive decks, but there was also like Phoenixes and Elders in there.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of red mid-range keeps coming back in Masters.
The tricky thing about, like... The tricky thing is that creatures matter less as you get farther in the game. Kind of. Like, that's not completely true. But, like, the ability to kill a creature matters less as you get farther into the game, because you're playing, like, the ways to deal with creatures just gets a lot better. So, when on turn 7, I'm dealing with, I'm against Phoenixes and Elders, and this thing doesn't actually take care of the Phoenix. It only takes care of one. That combo only takes care of 1/2 of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
And you have to have specifically those 2 combos together. Those 2. Well, I guess you don't have to have. You could have Boar Rider too, but like, it's just here's my. This is why I think that the 4 mana thing could work, is because mana efficiency is the most important thing in this game. Like, that's true with Magic too. But, like, in this game, there's so many more ways to draw cards, but that's why I want the 1 damage, the 2 damage to a single creature, because the only way to trade even tempo with Barbarian and Goblin Warrior is either your own creature that manages to block it, or Noxious Fumes.
No, I'm not even disagreeing with you. I would be in favor of both of these cards that you suggested. Like, that'd be great. I mean, having universal cards that are worse than similar cards of an aspect that are ancient, I'm totally on board with that. So I'm not saying. So I think Marked by. I don't think Marked by the Gods is overpowered. I didn't mean to imply that. I think it's fine. It has its uses, but not everywhere, and you can just redraw it. Like, if it wasn't ancient, that would suck.
Right.
So yeah, let's make both of those cards, by all means.
Okay.
Call it the ancient burst or something, and then, you know, the smiting of the gods or something, right? For the 4 mana thing, just destroy any 1 card. Not the Spark of Initiative, though, right?
That'd be funny.
Sorry, I guess I got a little hung up when you thought, like, oh, like, almost any deck is going to run this, and I just...
Oh, no.
I think only decks that need to have a universal answer are going to run it, and the aggro decks don't want to take that amount of time. They don't have the time to do that, is basically all I wanted to say. Yeah. Like, the mid-range decks would be interested in a copy or 2, but not too many, because otherwise you get just a cluttered hand that can't answer a fast clock.
Sure.
Makes sense.
Which is kind of one of the reasons why I think Devour isn't working. It's not only clunky, it's also 4 mana, 3 levels.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that guy is meant to be more a control card. Like, it's kind of a board clear guy, in a sense. That gives you a chance to board clear if you don't have Cataclysm. But also 6/6 Swift is no joke.
Well, if you get anything with it, then you're kind of hoping to get like 2 things with it, so it's like a 4/4 Swift, which is still not a joke, but not amazing for 4 mana.
But if you think about it, if you're a mono C player, right, and you happen to run Mesmerizing Spirits, and you can throw in 1 copy of Devour because you might just have a 6 damage burst available to you when you otherwise wouldn't, and if you don't think you can use it, just redraw. That's just all I'm saying. It's like throwing in 1 copy of like Marked by the Gods doesn't really cost you much. Assuming you have some ways to use it, right? Like Blood-Seeking Mutants or whatever. Likewise, you wouldn't run Devour if you have 0 spirits in your deck, because then, you know, a 6/6 for 5 mana is not very impressive.
But, I mean, I think you need a bunch of spirits to make that work. Not a bunch, but, like, at least the full 4 Mez spirits and the full 4 Catacomb Keepers for... like the decks that were running it, definitely.
I think I would say, yeah, if you have only Mez, probably just 1 copy. If you have 2 sets, maybe 2 copies. Maybe.
It's true, because it runs with Succubus, too. Like, runs into the same point of the curve that Succubus is.
Oh,
and I
that's
know
a good point.
Succubus usually get kind of clunked up in my hand anyway.
Well, that's why you don't want to... That's when you only have a handful of them. And you can just... If you think you have too many, just use 1 to redraw. It's like, not a problem.
Yeah, I mean...
They trade power for flexibility, which I like. I'm always a fan of that.
Certainly. And yeah, I don't mean to say that Devour is completely awful. I think especially against artifact heavy decks that it's definitely good. It's definitely a good hate card, but and certainly if you like again get when your opponent has like 3 or 2 Phoenixes out and you get both of them with it, that's sweet value.
Oh yeah. Sweet value.
Anyway, yeah. So
I still think if you have any spirits, like imagine if you have what's that called? Emanation of whatever the
Angelic Emanation.
Yeah, that gives you a 2-cost spirit and a 1-cost spirit. So it's like, oh, it's a nice platform. Although the 1-cost almost never comes up, unless you're up against Broccoli or something, or a bunch of Shooting Sprouts. That's it.
right.
Or like a bunch of Zombie Legionnaires from a Tombs.
Yeah.
That's it though.
Yeah. Who would have guessed? Well, I think it's more just because black-white is just not a strong color combination.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Well, except for the new deck.
Oh, the demons or whatever.
Yeah.
But demons aren't gonna run Emanation.
No.
No, they don't. And even with Dabrasi with his Path deck, he's kind of was trying it out some more, and it's definitely better with the Igloo.
Oh yeah.
Just being able to reuse Succubus triggers even more is great for that deck, and even Mesmerizing Spirits. But he's been playing this in it, and it's kind of gets the same issue that the Moonlight Patrol does, where it's just like you don't really want to play it on turn 3. It's just you flying Lifebound that dies to a whole bunch of things.
Oh yeah.
Most of the time at a tempo loss, or you lose tempo either to Noxious or Symbol, kill 2 things. Good. Yeah. They're just kind of crazy because when you read it, you think, wow, this card has so much value. Yeah, but you have to pay mana to get it unless you have your Mastery out. And you get it for free.
Yeah, but I don't know, because I thought that Mastery thing would work really well with Spiders, but no.
No, you just don't want to be paying a 2 mana do nothing.
Yeah, you just play another Spider, honestly.
I haven't really seen Spiders played in a while. People still use them?
No.
Huh.
Well, what would be your main problem? Well, you get wrecked by Advanced Zash. I guess, what else would be bad?
For Spiders? Harpy.
Yeah.
Zombies are enough trouble with Harpy. Like, that has the exact same trouble, but zombie cards are generally stronger than your spider. And more mana efficient.
Yeah, it'd be great if you could combine spiders with scarabs. Then you could just get all the mana you want, and then like sink the mana to make giant spiders. But that seems like a bit of a stretch.
Or would you run that at Enoch? Or Basic Despina? When we change it.
But, I mean, generally you have the kicker effects using the magic lingo. Kicker effects are only really good and limited usually, just because mana sinks. I mean, you got symbol fire, which is good, but that's just because both halves of the card are very usable, especially the double hit is very
that card's sick.
Usable.
Awesome card.
Like Fireball is still better, but this is not too far behind it.
Yeah, I saw a lot of play today.
And of course the symbol of Flux, where it's found its home in the Apocalypse deck, which is fine. That's a combo. That's just a combo. That's just a combo card. So it's not even like you're not even really utilizing the play boost aspect of it. It's just like it just becomes 2 mana. Return this to your hand. 2 energy.
Yep.
Except for but yeah, there are. I'm sure this game would be a lot like if you just change the 1-drops in the game, like the game just becomes completely different. And I think a big product of what the game is with how big aggro is, which is fine because it stops super janky stuff, uninteractive stuff. But like the game is really shaped by kind of what your 1s and 2s are in a lot of ways, and then your ways to answer the 1s and 2s.
But I mean, it'd be cool also because what mid-range maybe is lacking is a way to punish the enemy when they don't answer your big board, or like if I have 3 creatures, think Bloodlust from Hearthstone, where you just deal if they just leave a board, you just deal massive amounts of damage to them, usually killing them. We don't have anything like that really. Like think War Fanfares, but actually not shitty.
Like, yeah, that card could see a change.
Like, imagine if it gave +2/+2. Would that be OP?
Soldiers would love it.
Yeah.
oh wait, no, soldiers. Forget soldiers. Shooting sprouts +4/+4 seems fair.
Yeah, that's the only problem with changing that card. You just, it'd be gross.
But,
oh, just some more. Just some more mid-range cards that are like, how do I put it? There's just more value plays,
Playable.
Well, no, just more value plays, more positive value engines.
Yeah.
I'm curious, do you guys count my Rage Dominion Zash as mid-range or control?
I'd say control, but
because
I guess it could be argued either way.
You think about it, I'm using spells at the beginning to keep my opponent the aggro boards in check, and then I'm just playing these value creatures. But
yeah, well, that's definitely control then.
That's kind of what a mid-range deck is kind of, at least in Magic, is how that's defined, is a bunch of creatures that each do things like are just kind of good stuff. Like all cards are basically just good stuff creatures, and that's what Elder and Phoenix are amazing good stuff creatures.
Good stuff creatures?
I feel like the lines on control and mid-range are kind of blurry in Spellweaver for me.
Yeah, because I mean that's how I'm using Passageway as a tempo and like value, but without losing value, as hopefully and that's because a lot of my creatures do stuff on entering the battlefield, which is kind of like the heart of what a mid-range deck is.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how I see it.
I think it's mid-range - control, because there is a segment in Magic that decks are classified in that, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's even aggro control, but
what?
Which is kind of like the pony deck, right?
Well, aggro.
Or is that like a combo deck more?
That'd be more like the Burning Rage. The old Burning Rage deck is kind of like that. Like you're putting pressure on your opponent like immediately, but you're also answering their board, and Burning Rage lets you do that by getting 3 spells. I mean, the big thing in Magic that you would use is any deck really with Delver of Secrets. If you know that card, you basically, it's a 1/1 for 1 mana that can turn into a 3/2 flyer if on your upkeep you reveal an instant or sorcery. So basically what you do is you play the Delver, and then you just keep counter spells up as backup in terms of, to keep it. It works in the older formats because there's some free counter spells, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just keep your Delver alive, and you just keep bashing them for 3 each turn as you keep countering as they keep trying to answer the Delver.
Okay.
So that's kind of like what counter aggro would be, is because you're presenting a threat at the beginning, but you also have ways to answer your opponent's stuff. But kind of hard to do without actual more universal counter stuff. But Burning Rage kind of can do that if you also have some early pressure to accompany it.
Yep. Cool. Well, I'm gonna head out. This was a great talk.
Oh yeah.
Amazing job on a 4th Masters, man. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Team's proud of you.
Feels good.
Kick some butt, man. It was a joy to watch.
The other guys did too. Like getting. Well, yeah. I mean.
Yeah, Vidal. First time on team, 3 points.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm happy, and Vanguard got 2.
Oh yeah. Everyone had a good showing today. I mean, Meme Reactor did well too. Still a couple guys from Hyperion kicking around, but yeah. Wonderful event. I mean, I will talk to both of you soon, I'm very sure, but I'm going to sign off. You have a great night.
Cheers. Let's do it again sometime.
Yep, see you in a month.
Next time I win Masters?
5 in a row. See you guys.